I'm going to hand it over, Carrie.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Laura. Good morning, everyone. I
Good
want to
morning.
start today with a question that sounds simple, but if we're willing to answer it honestly, it has the power to change everything. What's stopping you? Not what's slowing you down, not what's frustrating you, not what's making things harder. What's actually stopping you? Because if we're honest, most of us can immediately create a list of reasons. The market, the economy, interest rates, competition, lack of time, lack of resources, lack of support. And while those things may be real challenges, I want to suggest something else this morning. Many times, the thing standing between us and the next level isn't a circumstance, it's a story. A story we've told ourselves so many times that we started to believe it as fact. I don't have enough experience. I'm not ready. Someone else is already doing that. I'll start when things get better. I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I have more confidence. The problem is that confidence is a terrible prerequisite for action. Most people think confidence comes first. It doesn't. Confidence comes after. Confidence is earned through doing the things you weren't sure you could do. Think about learning to drive. Nobody felt confident before they got behind the wheel. Think about your first loan. Think about your first sales presentation, your first major account, your first difficult conversation. Confidence wasn't present at the beginning, action was. The action created confidence. Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Think about how true that is. Every achievement starts as something that feels difficult. Every breakthrough starts as something uncertain. Every success story with someone staring at something they weren't sure that they could accomplish. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck, it isn't talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's the willingness to take the next step before they have all the answers. I remember hearing someone that said that fear and excitement feel almost identical in the body. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your mind starts moving faster. The physical response is often the same. The difference is the story we attach to it. One person says, "I'm scared." Another person says, "I'm excited." Same feeling, different interpretation. And I think that's important because so many people spend their lives waiting for fear to disappear. But fear will rarely disappear. Successful people don't have less fear. They simply refuse to let fear make decisions for them. Think about that. Every person you ever have admired has faced uncertainty. Every successful entrepreneur, every great athlete, every leader, every top producer. They all had moments where they questioned themselves. The difference is they acted anyway. I see this all the time in our industry. Someone wants to reach out to a new referral partner. They wait. Someone wants to start posting content online. They wait. Someone wants to ask for more business. They wait. Someone wants to learn a new product. They wait. Days, weeks, months, and sometimes even years goes by and nothing changes. Not because they lacked ability, but because they delayed action. I once heard someone say, the life you want is often hiding on the other side of a conversation you're avoiding. That hits hard because we've all got those conversations. The call we need to make, the meeting we need to schedule, the relationships we need to repair, the opportunity we need to pursue, the truth we need to tell ourselves. Growth often begins with the courage in a conversation. Here's something that I've learned over the years. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in one day, but they dramatically underestimate what they can accomplish in a year. We get frustrated because results aren't immediate. We make a few calls and we don't see movement. We post a few videos and we're not internet famous. We attend a few marketing network meetings and we don't become the biggest producer in our market. But success doesn't usually happen that way. Success compounds, just like interest. The small actions nobody notices eventually creates the results that everybody notices. Think about a tree. When you plant a seed, nothing appears to happen for a while. You water it, you care for it, you nurture it, and yet from the outside, it looks like nothing is changing. But underneath the surface, roots are developing, foundations are forming, growth is happening. Then one day, what was invisible becomes visible. And I think many people quit during the root building stages. They mistake a lack of immediate results for a lack of progress. And that's a mistake. Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." It's simple, but profound. You cannot succeed at opportunities you never pursue. You cannot win relationships you never build. You cannot achieve goals that you never start. The greatest risk is often not failure. The greatest risk is regret. Looking back years from now, wondering, what if I had made that call? What if I had started sooner? What if I had believed in myself a little more? What if I stopped waiting for perfect timing? Because here's the reality: perfect timing doesn't exist. There will always be a reason to wait. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be challenges. There will always be something that isn't ideal. If you wait for conditions to be perfect, you'll spend your life waiting. I want you to think about one thing that you've been postponing, one opportunity, one goal, one conversation, one commitment, something that maybe you've known for weeks, months, maybe even years that you need to address. Now ask yourself, what's really stopping me? And I'm not talking about the surface answer either. I want the real answer. Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of success? Because sometimes success is scary too, because success requires responsibility. Maybe you're worried what others will think. Maybe you're worried you wouldn't be good enough. Whatever it is, identify it, because what remains unnamed often remains undefeated. While we identify what's holding us back, we take power away from it. Here's another perspective. Imagine it's 1 year from today. You took action. You made the calls. You built the relationships. You stayed consistent. You pushed through the fear. What could your life look like? What could your confidence look like? Now imagine the opposite. You did nothing. You waited. You hesitated. You postponed. Which future do you want? Because the actions you take today are quietly creating the ones of the future. Every day is a vote for who you're becoming, a vote for the business you're building, a vote for the life you're creating. So this morning, I want to leave you with a challenge. Before today ends, do one thing that you've been avoiding. Just one. Make the call, send the email, ask for the meeting, record the video, start the project, have the conversation, take the shot. Not because it's guaranteed to work, but because action creates momentum, and momentum changes everything. Remember, the goal is not to be fearless. The goal is to be courageous. Fearless people are rare. Courageous people simply act despite their fear. And that is available to each and every one of us. So as you head into your day, I want to leave you with one question that we started with. What's stopping you? And then the second question that's even more important, what action are you willing to take today that your future self will thank you for tomorrow. Make it a remarkable day. Take the shot, make the call, start before you're ready, and watch what becomes possible when you stop letting what's stopping you stay in control. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Carrie.
Great job.